So we are on the shores of Brooklyn. There is rain and there are thunderstorms to the south in that direction. This right here, you hear some thunder there. This right here is to the west and this is to the north. So we want to, I guess we want to walk south, right? We want to walk into the bad weather, not out of the bad weather. So that's what we're going to do. Hope everyone is doing well. I have no idea how this walk is going to turn out. As you can see, I'm not the only one down here, but I will say I am only one of very few people down here right now. This storm right here to the south is producing a lot of lightning and a lot of thunder. And the other thing to keep in mind is that just because this storm is to the south doesn't mean that we can't get into it. Things can change in a minute. You have a situation where it's storming down there and then all of a sudden something happens right over your head and now you're in it. So right now it is raining, but it is raining quite light. Again, this is just a look. This right here, you see all this blue sky and light sky, that's pretty much more into Bay Ridge. If you go further more into Bay Ridge, you'll get out of this rain. So it's not raining. You know, if you're in like Park Slope right now, Sunset Park, North Bay Ridge, you're not getting any rain. But down here where I am, it's raining. I was not planning on recording a walk, and then I said last minute, I said, you know what, why not? What the hell? Got a tanker leaving New York Harbor right now. Got some ferries. All of the Navy ships and the tall ships for the 4th of July celebration left the last couple of days. Fighting a little bit of a breeze here. Let's see how I'm going to have to do this with the camera. Yeah, you'll hear some weird sounds down here with all these cars on the highway and everything. This area over here on the Belt Parkway is where it always floods too. They get a lot of flooding over here. The other day, I'm sure you guys saw those rain walks that I did. The whole Belt Parkway down over here was flooded closed. They had to close it down. How it looks like, definitely looks like high tide right now. We're in the middle of high tide. Otherwise you would see the complete beach here over here. see there's not a lot of traffic on the eastbound side right there on the Belt Parkway. And that's probably because a lot of drivers are avoiding this part of the parkway. They've learned their lesson over the years to stay off of the eastbound Belt Parkway during thunderstorms. It looks like there's a really good rain shower right over there crossing the harbor. You can see like the way Staten Island, you see Staten Island over there, but then it just disappears over there. I don't know if that is coming our way. We'll, you know, if it is, we'll be in it in a few moments. We'll see. So we'll see if this is coming behind us or it's just going to cross into Bay Ridge. The rain is starting to get a little hotter, so that might be a sign that we are going to get into it. Here it comes. You can kind of see it now, filling in over there. So we actually might be getting into this heavy rain shower right here that's coming across. Looks like, yep, it looks like the bridge is starting to disappear now on the Staten Island side. So I think we're about to get into a really big rain shower, and you could kind of hear it on the umbrella. It's starting to get heavy. You can kind of hear those thunder booms out there in the distance. Oh, by the way, I think I had mentioned it in some of my silent videos. Well, not silent, but me not talking, but we have been out of the heat wave. We've had a couple of nice cool days, but then today it got It got warm today. It was up to 90 degrees before all this started. Right now the temperature is 80. Very comfortable to walk in the rain. 80 degrees, very comfortable. But it is just nobody on the eastbound Belt Parkway over here. This is where it floods right here. This spot right here becomes like a big lake. And by the way, this is where I was camped out for all of the tall ships. I was photographing a lot of old, vintage, tall sailboats. I will be sharing a lot of the photography with all of you when I do a live. I have to do like a live stream. It was a really busy 4th of July for me. I really didn't get any rest. July 3rd, we ended up, it was crazy. July 3rd, we ended up having a high temperature of 100. And it's really almost obscene to even say this number because I didn't even believe it, but they confirmed it. It was 104 degrees at JFK. LaGuardia and Newark came in at 103. This was on July 3rd, Friday, and I was out all day in that hot weather. I didn't get a break because I was photographing the first of all the tall boats coming in, and then 4th of July, it was 100 degrees. So once again, I was out in that. But I'll tell you, when everything was finished, I definitely took a nice break for a couple of days, mixed in with some rainy days and stuff. I still was able to record some rainy days and stuff. And here I am again recording another rainy day. It seems like it always rains now, right? So it was always hot and sunny, and now it's always raining. Storm is still out there, crossing out into the Atlantic. It seems like it's weakened a bit because there's not as much lightning and thunder over there. And the rain, as you can tell, doesn't look like it's as strong as it was. So there is a person, there's a girl running towards me behind me, so you'll see her pass by me. I think that's the first person I've seen run by me since we started this. Can't remember. I know we've had some people on bikes. There you go. I'm starting to hear some thunder again overhead. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I don't know if we have a storm that's starting to rev up right above me. I'll tell you, not a good place to be if this thing really gets severe. But if you guys know me by now, for me to be walking out here like this, out in the open, next to the ocean, I felt comfortable enough that there wasn't going to be anything severe in my spot. So otherwise, we'd be in the streets, up against the buildings. Take a look at the traffic here. Looks like traffic's picking up a little bit. You can hear the thunder out there. When we get about another couple of minutes further down the bike path, you'll be able to hear the thunder better. Once we get away from this traffic. Bell Parkway kind of curves around this whole area for a little while. So it'll get kind of quiet down here. So you should be able to hear some thunder. It doesn't look like it's windy down here, but there is a little bit of a breeze from the shore. It's like a cross wind right across me from my right side to my left side. Here, it should get quiet now. Now you should only be able to hear the rain and thunder at this point. Rain, thunder, and the ocean. Let me switch hands with my camera here. There we go. Because the wind is... It's on my right side, so I want to protect the camera. So. I am walking extremely slow. Much, much slower than my normal pace. Well, there's some good lightning just now. Let's see if we hear any thunder. You can feel that thunder too. I just felt that. You can see how far the parkway has wrapped around us. It's all the way over there now. Nobody down here, just me. It looks like there's people coming towards me. I think there's people on bikes coming towards me down there. Maybe even walking, I don't know, I can't tell. Those look like bikers. At least one biker. So rain has been steady, but it hasn't been heavy. I guess you would classify this a thunder shower. Although the thunder is way, way, way far away from us. You see Coney Island out there is all obscured down there. You can't see nothing much. Yeah, I was right. They are bikers. They stopped for a rest, I guess, or whatever. You can really hear that thunder out there. Honestly, sounds like it's getting closer. I don't know if you guys can see, way out there by Caesar's Bay, there's some emergency lights. So that looks like whatever that is on the bike path coming towards us, way, way down, like about a good 1.5 miles down. We'll just keep walking down there. We'll see what happens. I hope I'm not making a mistake, because I'll tell you, this storm sounds like it's getting closer. Yeah, you can hear that thunder, man. I'll tell you, there's a lot of lightning strikes over the water out there. Looks like someone is fishing down here. And now we got a couple of people out here fishing. Just saw a really nice lightning strike. I don't know if it got on the camera, but there's some lightning popping up over there. Keep the camera looking over there for a moment. Let's see what happens. See a ship out there coming out of the storm. I guess we'll keep going until we get down to Ceasar's Bay. Might as well, right? Looks like traffic has kind of slowed down in this area. Some really loud thunder out there. You can feel that. Like, I know you guys can't feel what I'm feeling, but when you hear those really low bassy ones, it gets, you can feel the shock wave. There's a ship right out there. We've been walking for 31 minutes, so. Coney Island is kind of filled up with that. I don't know if you guys could tell, there's like a thick fog starting to form over there. If you're wondering, these thunderstorms, we're supposed to have thunderstorms in the forecast pretty much for the rest of the day into tonight. So it'll be dependent on where you are, kind of thing. It's not one of those lines coming through. It's more pop up. They come in, they go, and that's that. So that's what's going on. The air is very unstable still from that heat wave. Like, it's crazy because we had all that rain and it still didn't get everything out of the atmosphere. So now we got another day here of this. And but after today, it's supposed to finally dry out. Oh, there goes a lightning bolt. I don't know if you guys caught that. Went right behind the fog there. So there's going to be some thunder. And there goes the shockwave. By the way, that's what I was talking about earlier. Traffic has slowed down. And that is probably because there is some areas further east that are getting flooded on the parkway. Remember, this storm, it's south and east, so it's probably making it into some parts of Long Island. So they're going to start backing up traffic for miles. Let's see what it looks like behind us. So we'll just end the walk right over at the Caesars Bay area. So you got somebody fishing over here. Let's see if we see any lightning out here. All right, there's a lot of lightning going on right now, right just south of Coney Island, right off the water south of Coney Island. I won't know until I get home and I look at the footage if the lightning flashes are getting into the footage. I set my exposure really low, so hopefully it's showing up. And if you look really close, it's starting to see something a little ominous here. It looked like a little bit of a wall cloud forming over here. Is this storm coming right towards me? Hold on a second. Let me get a bearing here. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, that doesn't look friendly, I'll tell you that. Well, we're going to keep walking, though, in that direction. It's the thing about thunderstorms, man. You got to... You know, especially these type of thunderstorms. There's no like one line of storms coming through. They're all pop-ups, so this one could be feeding backwards this way. Let me do this. I'll get on this side of the bike path so there's some foreground for you guys to look at. I wonder if there's something building up behind me too, over here. Something is definitely building in. Look at the way these clouds are moving in. They're actually moving in towards me, not away from me. So, could be getting into something here, guys. Hold on. There's nowhere I could go anyway. I mean, I guess when I get down to Caesar's Bay, I could duck into Wendy's if I need to. It gets really bad. I'm ready just in case this is a wall here. There's gonna be a wind wall coming up on me right here. And there ain't nowhere I could go. I could only hunker down. So that's what this looks like. It's coming towards me here, guys. I'm just gonna keep walking. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm out in the open anyway, so. No point in crying now. I put myself in this situation. Reminds me of the thunderstorm I did 2 years ago. I was actually right down here, right where we are right now. And there was a thunderstorm to the south of me, and then it built backwards in to the northwest, and I got cornered, and I had to find shelter up against a steamroller. They were doing construction down here at the time, and it was pretty wild. It was a 70-mile-an-hour wind, so it was a good thing I found the steamroller, but I don't have a steamroller to protect me today. Yeah, this looks bad right here, guys. This is serious right here. Look at this lowering down here. See this lowering? So we might be in for some really windy weather in about 5 minutes. So what I'll do in the case, I'll just crouch down with the umbrella to my back right here, and we'll see what happens. Yep, it is. That is a storm. That is a cell right there. So, and it's coming right for us, guys. They see the camera and they wave. Oh, I can feel that wind. That wind is starting to pick up. This is going to be really interesting, guys. And it's going to happen right at the end. We were going to finish the walk at Ceasar's Bay, but you guys are in for a treat here. This wouldn't be my first time getting caught in a thunderstorm. I purposely get caught in thunderstorms. See if there's a way I could point this camera around and show you what's going on. You can see in front of me how this overhang is already over me. Look at that. That is coming for us right now. It is almost here. Woo! That is really bad. Maybe it's not. Maybe we'll see. We're gonna find out in a second. We'll find out together. But it doesn't look great. It doesn't look nice. There's a lot of wind coming. These trees are gonna get it. Look at that. Here it is. It's reaching us right now. This is it. So let's see what happens here with these trees. I don't see any white caps on the water yet. So you would see a lot of white caps on the water. I don't see any of that. I do see like a mist haze out there, but I don't see like anything that's telling me that this is going to be very, very windy. But it may get breezy. I'm going to just stay right here. See how this evolves here. You see the trees are starting to move a little bit. And it's starting to get windy. Inflow, outflow, can't even tell. Not when you're on the coast. Yeah, it's very hard to tell either way. So. Alright, we've seen enough. This is here now, so let's see what happens. There could be a lot of rain also, all that bright stuff. Yeah, these trees really got big over the years. Really surprised at how big these trees got. These trees are now 20 years old. You can see some of that wind is starting to come in now. And looking out towards Coney Island, it's starting to get a little bright out there. But all of a sudden it's gotten quite breezy. You can see my umbrella getting pushed around in the camera there. Well, it looks like everything worked out. It doesn't look like that was a big storm cell. Still hearing the thunder to the south, so nothing has really changed. As I like to say, this whole situation is very dynamic. Well, now there's thunder behind me. So, thunder all around. That's where I was on my last rain walk. We were on Shore Parkway right over there. Now we're on the bike path. It's gotten quite breezy down here. Nothing crazy. I'd say about 10 miles per hour breeze. I am being pushed along by the breeze. The ocean looks a little bit more choppy than it did a few minutes ago. So. Well, we're getting close to the end here. You want to know how I'm holding my umbrella? I'm holding it. Let me just show you the bottom part of my umbrella. I'm holding it literally like at a 45-degree angle up on my back. So it's the way the wind is coming in. I have one of those big umbrellas, so it covers a lot of space, so I'm able to just keep the camera dry. The whole point of this umbrella is to keep the camera dry, not to keep me dry. If I had to be honest and tell you, my shorts, I'm pretty much wet from about the pockets all the way down. My legs are wet, my sneakers are wet, everything is wet, except for from my head down to about my waist. Well, I just looked behind me. I can't throw the camera behind because there's so much water coming that way, from that way. But there is a storm coming. It looks like we have another cell, and it is right behind me, and that's all the thunder you hear. So you guys are going to have to stay tuned for the next video to see what happens there. If there's a next video. That's a big if. So I don't know. I don't want to promise anything. But, I'll leave you guys a little cliffhanger there. It is starting to get a little rough down here right now. That's the thing about these storms, you can't time them. I mean, if I knew better, I would have not even started rolling the camera until now. But I'll tell you what, good thing is that if there is a storm, this is a good place to be, because I'll be able to use Bay Parkway as my route, and I'll be able to stay up against some buildings. So have to wait and see how that works out. So the next walk you see is either going to be in the rain and thunder, or it's going to be in a sunny day. You can see what I'm talking about. See how dark it's gotten down there? Alright, we're going to end it right here at the end of the bike path. Looks like there's somebody down there on the end. So we've been walking for an hour. Wow. One hour of walking. This rain has been persistent the whole time. Rain is sideways right now. I don't know if you guys could tell. It is almost sideways, the rain. So is this guy fishing? It looks like somebody is fishing. I can't even tell. Somebody down here with like, it looks like a whitish colored shirt. The rain is really sideways. I mean, it is just crazy. Remember how we started this walk? It was totally calm. There was not a breeze to be had, and now it's just, I'd say at about 10 miles an hour straight, 10, 15 miles per hour, sustained. It's not that windy. I mean, it's not crazy windy, but it's enough to keep these little raindrops sideways. Alright, so we've made it to the Bay of Ceasar. Now I'm going to end it right over here, so I want to thank everybody for tagging along. Mostly just a nice relaxing walk on the path. See the tennis and soccer complex is empty. And like I said, you got this guy right here is fishing on the end here. Alright guys, until the next one, whatever that's going to be about, I will catch you then. So take care and bye-bye.